That is really impressive. I bought Amazon's most reviewed chef's knife for $41.44. We need to find out if it's worth it. To do that, we're gonna test 3 things. How good is the build construction? Is it sharp? And will it survive our brutal testing process? My name's Kyle Royer and you're watching Worth It. Let's jump in and look at the build quality of this knife. Right off the bat, I'm liking the finish on the blade. It also looks like the edge is nice and polished. Hopefully it'll be nice and sharp when I test it later. The plastic handle is very lightweight, and the blade itself seems to be nice and thin, which I actually prefer a pretty thin chef's knife most of the time. It also appears to have a nice taper down the blade. It looks like the blade and handle don't line up. The blade is actually going off to one side quite a bit. The final build construction score I'm gonna give this chef's knife is gonna be a 4 out of 10. Next, let's test if this knife is actually sharp straight from the factory by cutting a little chicken tender. Let's start right on the head and, oh wow. Oh, it cut right through the body. Nice, nice. That's feeling pretty sharp so far on this tough chicken skin. Let's move on to the paper cut. Oh. Definitely nice and sharp from the factory. We're over at the tomato cutting area. We're gonna let gravity cut this tomato. I've got the knife clamped up in the vise. Let's see how it'll do here. Just dropping it down and let gravity do the work. Oh yeah. Woohoo! Oh, that's scary. I'm at the free hanging cucumber. Let's do some slicing and dicing. Slice, 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 dice. As you can see, that slice and diced beautifully. Things are about to get messy, so we're at the outdoor cutting area. Let's see how it does on a bottle of soda. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Whoa! Whoa! All right, let's see if we can cut through 8 water bottles. Let's do the pineapple slice. Whoa, yeah! Oh, yeah! Watermelon slice test. Whoa, oh yeah, woo! Oh, it cuts watermelon. One of the hardest things a chef's knife might come in contact with, besides bone, is the cutting board. So I've got a bamboo cutting board here, and I'm just gonna go crazy on it for a little while and do a couple hundred cuts and slices and see if that messes up the edge. $4.98, $4.99, $500. Woo! Let's see if it's still sharp. Oh my goodness. It feels sharp. I did most of that chopping on the board, right in that area. Let's see how it does on the paper here. Oh, wow. Whoa. No way, it seems really sharp still. Let's do some delicate tomato cutting. I've just got it laying on the board here. Whoa, that feels pretty good. We've got one final thing to cut. Some Nashville hot chicken with really thick skin. The Nashville hot chicken wasn't a match for the knife. It cut it without too much of a trouble at all. For the final sharpness score on this knife, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. It came out of the box, nice and sharp. I didn't need to sharpen it, and it cut extremely well. The edge is super thin, the spine is thin and lightweight, and it held its edge through that 500 quick chopping on the cutting board, messed up the cutting board, and is still nice and sharp. And now it's time to see if it'll survive the dishwasher. Little soap. It's the next day. This knife was in the dishwasher for about 3 hours. I had the dishwasher set on a brutal setting of pots and pans, high temperature, sanitize, rinse, all that stuff. And the knife looks pretty much untouched. It looks as good as it did going in the dishwasher, coming out. So I think it could definitely handle the dishwasher. Before we destroy this knife, consider subscribing to this channel. I would very much appreciate it. It's time for the brutal testing process. I've got the knife clamped up in the vise. I'm gonna put a bar on the handle and bend it over. I wanna see how tough it is to break this blade. Also, I wanna bang on this handle and knock it off and see how long the tang is and to find out how durable this handle material is and how much impact it can take. Oh, that was scary. It went a long, long way. Wow, that bend would have passed the performance test of the ABS right there. I think I had it past 90 degrees before it broke. That is incredible. This thing held an edge so well, and at the same time, it wasn't super brittle. A lot of cheap stainless steel knives that I've bent before would break off into multiple pieces when I only bend them like that far. This one went way, way, way down before it broke off. That is really impressive. I want to see how durable this handle material is. It's some kind of cast plasticky type thing. So I'm gonna bust it off on my 450-pound anvil. I've got a 2-pound sledgehammer here. We'll start with that. And I also want to see how long the tang is. Okay, it's starting to crack. It's taking quite a bit of hits. I'm gonna switch up to a custom-made 6-pound hammer. That's some really tough handle material. After all that hammering, all we have still is a crack right down the handle. I can't get it to open up anymore, so I'm gonna try the power of the 40-ton hydraulic press. Whoa! Oh, that's getting skinny there. Really skinny and wide. Oh, it's hot. The plastic heated up a lot. I'll see if the press tenderized it a little bit and try a little more hammering. Oh, something's happening. I think it's loose enough we can take the blade out. Oh, look at that. Okay, it's really cool. You see how they have grooves here on the top and bottom? That must be so when they cast the handle on there, the plastic will cast around those grooves and basically give it a mechanical hold so the handle can't slide out. If the handle didn't have those grooves and everything was polished in there, the plastic would probably not hold to it and it would probably slide out of the handle over time. Here's what the inside of the handle looks like. I think there was a good adhesion between the tang of the blade and the plastic. It looks like the plastic ripped apart from the tang. After breaking the blade and smashing the handle open, my final overall score for this knife is gonna be a 9 out of 10. I am very impressed. It came from the factory sharp, and I was super impressed when I went to bend this knife that it bent to like almost a 90-degree angle before it broke off. Even though the blade was so hard that it held up to all that chopping, it wasn't super brittle like a lot of stainless steel knives I've seen. So for $41.44, is Amazon's most reviewed chef's knife worth it? Yes, I think it's absolutely worth it. I'm super impressed with how well this knife cut, how thin the blade was, how well it held up an edge, and how tough it was to break. I will see you in the next video. May the forge be with you. Bye-bye! Level up your knife making with our online knife making courses only at learnknifemaking.com.